Your burnout might have nothing to do with how hard you're working. Burnout is not weakness or laziness, it's cortisol. Cortisol is your body's primary stress hormone. When it stays elevated for days, weeks, months, which is what happens when you never fully switch off, it starts breaking things down. Your brain wasn't built for this kind of constant pressure. It was built for short bursts of stress, followed by recovery. And some habits can bring those cortisol levels down, fast, sometimes within hours. The first habit is movement. When people hear exercise reduces stress, they picture a gym session. And yes, vigorous exercise does eventually lower cortisol. But here's what most people miss. Intense exercise when your body is already exhausted can temporarily spike cortisol before it drops. Research supports moderate movement as an effective way to relieve stress quickly. Could be a walk, a slow bike ride, or a light stretching. A study found that a 20-minute walk in a natural environment, a park, a tree-lined street, anywhere with some greenery measurably reduced cortisol levels compared to sitting indoors. This isn't about fitness. It's about giving your nervous system a different signal. Movement tells your body the threat is over, that you responded to the stress. The second habit is controlled breathing. Of everything here, this works the quickest. Your autonomic nervous system runs in two states: sympathetic, fight or flight, which is tied to cortisol, and parasympathetic, rest and recovery. Most people are locked in sympathetic all day. Breathing is one of the only autonomic functions you can consciously control, and when you control it, you influence the others. A technique with serious research behind it is called physiological sighing. This was studied by researchers at Stanford University, including neuroscientist Andrew Huberman, and published in Cell Reports Medicine in 2023. The study compared multiple real-time stress reduction methods, which is cyclic sighing. Cyclic sighing is a double inhale through the nose, followed by a long exhale through the mouth, was the most effective at reducing physiological arousal and improving mood. You can do this 5 minutes a day and watch how cortisol starts to fall. The third habit is social connection. This is probably the most underestimated tool in this entire video. When you're burned out, the instinct is to isolate, and sometimes that's the right call. But chronic isolation has a measurable effect on cortisol. Research has found that social isolation elevates cortisol and activates the same stress pathways as physical danger. Your brain treats loneliness as a threat because evolutionarily, being alone meant vulnerability. This doesn't mean going to a party when you're exhausted. It means one genuine conversation with someone you trust, even a short one, can shift your stress state at a physiological level. There's also oxytocin released during positive social contact, and oxytocin directly counteracts cortisol. A conversation, a phone call, spending time with a pet, these aren't soft suggestions. They're like natural switches in your body. The fourth habit is sleep. Cortisol and sleep have a two-way relationship. High cortisol disrupts sleep, and poor sleep raises cortisol the next day. It becomes a cycle that's very hard to break without directly addressing it. Research found that even partial sleep deprivation, which is losing 1 to 2 hours compared to your optimal, measurably increases cortisol the following day. It also weakens your brain's ability to manage emotions. Here are 3 things that help. Keep a consistent wake time, even on weekends. Lower your room temperature because cooler environments support deeper sleep. Avoid bright overhead light in the hour before bed. It suppresses melatonin and keeps your system in an activated state. Burnout isn't caused by working hard. It's caused by never fully recovering. The habits in this video aren't about doing less. They're about giving your nervous system genuine recovery windows. So when you push hard, you're pushing from a restored state, not a depleted one. Your cortisol doesn't care how ambitious you are. It responds to inputs. And there will be days you do none of this. You'll skip the walk, cancel the call, sleep badly, and restart the cycle. That's not failure. That's a normal day. The goal isn't to have a perfect record. The goal is doing something that will tell your nervous system, we got through today.